Mixties presents the Popcast.
Hey, my name is Brian, and that is usually Shane, and this is the Popcast, and today we are talking about Spider-Man Homecoming. And this, my friends, is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the movie, come back later. If you haven't seen the movie and you don't care about spoilers, then I guess watch. Cool. This movie, I gotta say, I'm gonna open up with this. I love this movie. The best of the Spider-Man movies to date. Really great movie. You know what? Actually, we should talk about the elephant in the room, right? Shane, above me, is not here. He has literally went fishing. He's with his family camping out there somewhere in the wilderness, and hopefully he comes back in one piece and like 25 pounds lighter. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, this is going to be a short podcast because, to be honest, I'm pretty uncomfortable doing a podcast by myself. And I was going to have a guy do it with me that's a huge Spider-Man nut. And lo and behold, he pulled out at the last second and decided he did not want to be on our show. So, you got me, boys and girls. Good old Brian. He's going to do the spoiler review all on his own, and I don't need no one's help. No one's help. What? Okay. Let's run down the movie real quick. Basically, this movie picks up where Spider-Man, he helped Tony Stark in the last movie, Civil War, and now he's back to doing, being the neighborhood. I'm going to do it real quick. Doing the neighborhood Spider-Man thing, and Tony's trying to mentor him, and he wants to be a bigger part of the action. He wants to be a real Avenger, and Tony's sort of holding him off, you know, about like, yeah, you're young, bro, you're still in high school, chill out, you know, just rescue cats out of trees and old ladies and their churros or whatever. But then he runs into some stuff that he can't ignore, you know, some grown-up problems. And he's got to deal with them. And then that's when we meet the Vulture. And I got to say, the Vulture was hands down, the best villain so far in the Marvel Universe. And yes, my friends, all my emo friends out there, that includes your beloved Loki. Your beloved Loki is not as good as the Vulture. I like Loki. Is he like an amazingly layered villain with, you know, well-to-know motivations? No, he's not. He's sort of cheesy, sort of campy, and it's okay. That's what he is. But this villain, okay, he has layers. You understand his motivation. If anything, you empathize with him. I don't know if I wouldn't do the same thing in his shoes. Basically, this guy's entire business is cleaning up after the superheroes and villains fight and they save the day. Someone's got to clean up the building that the Hulk smashed, right? Someone's got to clean up when Thor and Captain America, you know, hit their shield and they're hammering together and they blow up a bunch of stuff and kill a bunch of guys. Someone's got to clean that up, okay? And that's Michael Keaton's job. Michael Keaton in this movie, his business is cleaning up after disasters, and the biggest disasters you know usually are when heroes save the day. They tend to break a lot of stuff. Well, he's being pushed out of his job. Tony Stark and the government and the Accords and all that are killing his industry by doing it themselves. And he has this moment where he's like, times are changing, boys, we gotta change with them. And he's not wrong. You know, if your business model is not working out, you have to pivot somewhere. You got to feed your family. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay your mortgage, right? And the guy is doing what he feels he needs to do. So in his mind, he might be doing the wrong thing, but he's doing it for the right reasons. The best villains are ones that you understand their motivation. Even if you don't agree with it, you understand it. And Marvel is not very good at giving us villains like that. But this time, they did, and Michael Keaton kills it. Really, really good villain. I liked him a lot. Let's talk about what I didn't like about the people around Peter, because of course I like Peter Parker. Okay, Tom Holland did great. He's a good actor. There's, you know, some moments where you can see the torment in his face, and he's a great actor. I gotta say, him and Michael Keaton, chemistry, man. Who didn't have chemistry was Spider-Man and his buddy Ned. Peter Parker and his friend Ned have no chemistry. I mean, they're horrible together. His buddy bothered me the majority of the time. He was constantly jocking Peter, trying to get information out of him. Blah, blah, blah. Just an annoying friend from high school, and I just didn't like him. I wasn't a fan of Ned. I hope that they figure out a way to quietly change his classroom schedule to not be with Peter Parker in the next movie. Now, one of Peter's friends I did like was MJ. Not Mary Jane. Her name was Michelle. It's a brand new character we never heard of before. And they just happened to give her the nickname MJ, probably to troll all the people out there that thought she was Mary Jane. And she was great. You know, a little broody, a little emo, but she was high school, right? She handled things real well. And I want to see more of her in, you know, sequels and whatnot. I think we will. Okay, what didn't I like? What else didn't I like? I gotta say, not much else. This movie's good. I didn't like the high school scenes. There was a bunch of high school scenes I wasn't a fan of. I thought there was a couple of scenes that were unnecessary, went a little too far. Like, these are high school students, like, playing Mary Boff Kill. And I guess that's what high school students do, but I don't know. I wasn't a fan of high school student scenes. Oh, I mean, I gotta say, though, the best shot in the movie was that shot where he's looking into the party. It sort of sums the movie up in like 5 seconds. He's looking into the party, has a Spider-Man costume or uniform, whatever, under from the neck down, but from the head up, he's just Peter Parker, and they have this really well-framed shot of him looking into this high school party, and you're like, sort of sums up the movie right there. I'm glad that wasn't in the trailers. But aside from that, most of the high school scenes I could have done without. The Washington D.C. scene got a little political. I mean, they handled it well. I don't know if it was necessary, and maybe they just wanted to make a statement, so that's fine. I'm not gonna put that on any list. That was like, meh. Tom Holland was great. Aunt May was great. The whole like, I'm a hot aunt, but I don't really know it, or I do know it, but I don't care. It was really handled well. She was fun. Probably the best Aunt May so far. I mean, unfortunately, that includes Sally Field, right? But definitely more realistic. When she's helping him tie his tie, and they got to go look on the internet for videos on how to do it. That's sort of funny. I liked it. Very real. You know, a lot of realism. You can understand with family units and the way things work in high school, and a lot of layers to the villains, and a lot of layers to the hero. You know. That scene in the last act where he's trapped under the rubble and the rocks and he's crying out for help, and it's just heartbreaking, right? It's heartbreaking, and you realize that he's still a child. This is still a kid, and he's taking on this mantle of an adult because it's necessary. But it adds so many layers, you know, to this hero, and it adds so many layers to the villain who previously maybe you empathize a little more with, but now you see him try to kill Peter, and you're like, okay, he's definitely a bad guy. Whether I agreed or disagree with him before, he's definitely a bad guy. It messes with you. You know, it's a very good scene. Overall, this movie had a lot of heart, a lot of action. I mean, not a lot of action, just the right amount of action. A good story, a lot of Easter eggs. Oh my goodness, the Marvel Easter eggs in this movie. Even the end credits where Captain America is making fun of you for sitting there watching the end credits was pretty funny. That scene with Donald Glover. By the way, Donald Glover's not in this movie very long, you know, my friends. But that scene where he's like, I just want a gun, man. I don't want something that's going to blast him back in time. It made me laugh. We're probably not going to see a whole lot of Donald Glover, and that's fine. We don't need to. He did really well for the moments he was there. Tony Stark was not in the movie too much. I know everybody was worried about that, but he wasn't. He was in the movie for just the right amount of time. I swear, I think Peter Parker thought and talked more about Tony than we actually saw Tony on screen. And it was good. This was a Spider-Man movie. It was not an Iron Man movie with Spider-Man. It was a Spider-Man movie that happened to have Iron Man in it. And it was good for that reason. And I liked the moral of the story. I liked the sense of family and the sense of morality. And sometimes doing the right thing is not the easiest thing to do. You know, it's going to be the hardest thing to do is to do the right thing. And it really sort of sums up Spider-Man. This is the best Spider-Man movie so far to date. And Tom Holland did a great job of portraying that. I'm wondering how he's going to age into the role. But, you know, we'll see. I'm sure he's going to do great. That was it. That's, I don't know, nothing else. I know I'm supposed to give you this long review and sit there and banter back and forth. But Shane's not here. Shane went fishing. So, it's just me, guys. And that's about all I got. And I know I can go scene by scene and break this thing down, but I'm not going to be able to do that and keep my voice for the next show. So, I'm not going to try. I'm going to end like this. Ready? Oh, I'm just kidding. The movie ended with Aunt May learning about Spider-Man being Peter Parker. And the way they ended it was her saying, oh, curse word. But they didn't show the curse word. They just cut to black, went straight to credits. I thought that was really clever. So I was going to troll you guys a little bit and do that. But I'm kidding. Hey, come back next week. Check out our AGT coming up. Hopefully Shane's back by then. If not, it'll be me, and you have to deal with it. That's fine. But hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Go on down to the comments. Tell me that you disagreed or agreed. Tell me how much better the show is with Shane here and me not by myself. Whatever. I would like to have a conversation with you. It's, the limited fans we have, or the watch viewers we have, we're like family. We like the same stuff. Let's have a conversation, right? So, and share it with your friends. And that's it. You can find us at youtube.com/mixtees, twitter.com/mixtees, facebook.com/mixtees, and of course we're sponsored by mixtees.com. We'll be back next week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. That was over the top, right? I'm not gonna leave that in.